Approximately 3 years ago, I made a video called No Entertainment Challenge for 30 Days. And I said this. I believe that technological entertainment is destroying my potential as a human being. The human brain is a chemical machine, and a neurotransmitter dopamine is the most important chemical when it comes to the reward system and pleasure center in our brains. It is responsible for motivation, the drive to solving problems, and many other important characteristics we humans need to live a fulfilling life. And currently, I'm seeing a new term pop up everywhere: dopamine detox. The concept is that you starve your brain from dopamine that is released from technological sources, like, for example, YouTube or Instagram. And that makes your brain crave dopamine more, making it easier to do harder tasks and not be as bored when you do like stuff that takes a little bit longer time to see results from. And ever since I made that video that I thought when it was going to be a challenge for 30 days, I've actually gained a 3 year long story of my relationship with technology and my journey of trying to better it. And in this video, I'm going to tell you about one component of that story, and that is with the phone and the bed. First of all, I just want to have a disclaimer and say that I think technology is amazing, that we can communicate across the world and move mountains and create movements everywhere, and that it's instant and all of that. And I think that technology, of course, will play an immense role in the future of the world. And therefore, I think that our relationship to it should be better than it is now, because now I think personally that we are toddlers in the way we behave around technology. So I just want to make a guess. And let me guess this. This is taking me a lot of thought. But I guess that you, yesterday or some days before that, or all the days before that, you went to bed, and I think you watched your phone before you went to bed, and then you fell asleep. You dreamed, maybe you didn't dream, and then I think that you watched your phone when you woke up. And if you're sitting like all surprised now, like how do you know this? Like, is this guy like a stalker or something? I'm gonna tell you how I know it. It's because I do it too. And if you don't do it, then slap on your back and you're the king of the world, and you can sail off in your boat and be happy for the rest of your life. I honor you that. But that doesn't it sound like a great morning ritual? Just waking up, looking at your phone, getting that light in your face, so you actually wake up and you can scroll a little bit. Like, you scroll on Instagram and you can see what other people do, and you get alive again. And I had that morning ritual for many years until I realized that it started to become more difficult to do tasks in the middle of the day. Like, I was going to do something at school or something that was a little bit more boring, and I just couldn't do it in the same way. I started to do some research on the topic, and I found that actually other people had the same problem as me. I put on my glasses, I put on my scientific coat, and I did some even more research. And what I figured out, that was actually science backing this. It both backed that why I was feeling unconcentrated, and it also backed why I couldn't stop doing this. And when I realized this, that's when something in my mind snapped. I was not gonna let like a black little box with images popping out of it like control my life. Like, how could I do that? I had to overcome this. So I made that video, and I set myself a goal, like 30 days without it. And after 2 days, I was like, oh, yeah, what was I doing again? And then suddenly I was watching my phone. And I pulled myself together, and I decided to strategize even further. Put up a plan. Okay, I'm not going to do this for 30 days. I realized that 30 days was way too long to have the challenge, because my mind would just forget about it, become so bored, and then just pick up the phone. So what I did was I made myself a 7-day challenge. And I tried this over and over and over again. But one day I actually was able to reach 7 days. I was able to reach 7 days without using any entertainment on my phone. I had side effects like anxiety, depression, or like a mild depression, and feeling loneliness and all that kind of stuff. And I realized that this had a larger grip on me than I actually thought. The hardest thing I noticed, and when the battle was won against my phone, was in the morning when I woke up. Like, did I pick up my phone when I woke up? If I did, then it would be way harder to not do it in the day. So I realized that this is where the battle must begun. But come on, man. I need to like watch my phone before I go to bed, and I have my alarm on my phone, so it has to stay there because then I'm not gonna wake up and I'm not gonna be able to do the things that I need to do in the day. So I started, and I struggled and I struggled. And after 3 years, I was able to get there. Sometimes. You see, this morning when I woke up, after 3 years, I checked my phone when I woke up. And I realized that I'd yet again lost the battle. But there was a time, maybe 1 or 2 months ago, when I was waking up. Like, I was waking up with bliss. I went to the office and I sat down and I could work for something for such a long time because I hadn't fed my mind with quick fix and dopamine for many days. And it was wonderful. And then I started to go out with some friends, and then boom, I was back into it. And today I realized the biggest thing that helped me actually not picking up my phone in the middle of the night. And that is that I bought an alarm clock and I bought a Kindle. So my alarm is not on my phone and I can read something instead of watching something before I go to bed. Because the hardest thing is resisting that urge of taking up your phone when it's with you. You know what I mean? In the beginning, it's like, where is it? And you feel like empty. But the hardest thing is that when it's actually there and you wake up and you see it and it's like all of these amazing things inside there what you can do. Like you probably have some messages, somebody want to reach out to you, some emails, whatever. You want to see what's going on, right? So then it becomes so incredibly hard. So alarm clock and a Kindle was my devices to destroy my addiction. And I will say this, with confidence, after 3 years, I have overcome and bettered the relationship I have with my phone and my technology in the mornings. Except for today and yesterday and maybe last Monday as well. If you just do something, if you just do something that doesn't feel that good, like going against that urge and just trying to have a little bit of self-discipline and control, that's amazing. You don't have to like win that battle. You don't have to rid your addiction, like you're never gonna look at your phone again. I'm just gonna sit in a position like this and just the stars will fall around you and you're gonna like shoot laser beams out of your house. You don't have to go there, we can just have a little bit more control. That's good. That's good enough. They say life is short, and it is, but it's long enough for you to win that battle if you just fight it a little bit every day. And if you don't want to, that's fine as well. So that was some words from me. And if you watched until this end here, wow. Like, wow. And I see you on the other side.